Welcome to the Deep Dive with Farmtips Diary. Today we explore how agrivoltaics, the blending of solar power and crop farming, is unlocking double productivity by showing how dual-use systems work, which crops thrive beneath panels, the profit potential, the environmental benefits, and the future role of farms as both food providers and power plants. The promise of sunlight multiplied. Sunlight is the most abundant resource that touches farmland every day. For centuries, it has been channeled into photosynthesis, feeding plants that feed the world. But now, farmers are learning that the same rays can do more than grow crops. They can also generate electricity. Agrivoltaics takes this idea further by allowing farmland to serve two masters at once. Crops grow beneath solar panels while those same panels harvest energy for homes, businesses, and even the farm itself. Instead of competing, energy and food coexist, turning a farm into both a field and a power plant. How dual-use solar systems actually work. The design of agrivoltaics is surprisingly elegant. Solar panels are raised above fields, tilted at precise angles, and spaced to allow enough sunlight to pass through or around them. This setup creates a patchwork of shade and light. For crops that do not need full relentless sun, this shade can actually help. It reduces heat stress, conserves soil moisture, and moderates temperature swings. Farmers continue their usual operations beneath the panels, while the panels generate clean electricity that can be sold to the grid or used directly on site. The key is careful calibration. Too much shade and crops suffer. Too little and energy generation falls short. But when balanced, both systems thrive. Which crops grow best under panels? Not every crop is suited for life beneath solar panels, but research and field trials have shown that many vegetables and specialty crops perform surprisingly well. Leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, and kale often grow better under partial shade, staying crisp and retaining more water. Root vegetables such as carrots and radishes also benefit from cooler soil. Even some fruit crops, such as berries, can thrive in these microclimates, producing higher yields and better quality fruit. The reason is simple. Many crops are stressed not by lack of sunlight, but by too much of it. Under agrivoltaics, panels act like a sunscreen, protecting crops from scorching afternoons and helping them conserve resources. Case studies of productivity and profit in Japan, one of the early adopters of agrivoltaics, farmers growing leafy greens under panels reported yields that matched or exceeded traditional open-field production, while also selling electricity to the grid. In France, vineyards installed panels that provided partial shade during record heat waves. Grapes ripened more evenly, water use dropped, and the farms gained extra income from renewable energy sales. In the United States, pilot projects in Arizona demonstrated that panels reduced irrigation needs for tomatoes and peppers by up to 50%, while electricity sales provided reliable income that buffered against volatile crop prices. These examples reveal the real power of agrivoltaics. It is not just about growing food and energy at the same time. It is about stabilizing farm income, lowering risk, and adding a second revenue stream that is not tied to unpredictable weather or market prices. The economics of dual productivity. At first glance, installing solar infrastructure seems expensive, but when viewed over decades, the financial equation looks compelling. Panels generate electricity for 20 to 30 years. Incentives, subsidies, and feed-in tariffs in many countries reduce upfront costs. More importantly, the system creates two layers of income. The first comes from crops. The second comes from electricity. Even modest production of solar energy can cover costs quickly, especially when combined with savings from lower irrigation and reduced crop stress. Some farms even find that electricity sales make up for bad harvest years, providing resilience that traditional single-income farming cannot offer. Environmental impact on a planetary scale. Agrivoltaics addresses two of the greatest challenges of our time: feeding a growing population and decarbonizing the energy grid. By generating renewable energy directly on farmland, it reduces reliance on fossil fuels and cuts emissions. By protecting crops from heat and conserving water, it helps food production adapt to a warming climate. Instead of forcing a choice between farmland and solar fields, agrivoltaics unites them. Land becomes multifunctional, serving both people and the planet. On a global scale, if even a fraction of farmland integrated solar panels, the potential contribution to clean energy targets would be immense while keeping food supplies secure. Challenges and trade-offs. Agrivoltaics is not without hurdles. Installation costs remain high in some regions. Maintenance must balance the needs of panels and crops. Equipment such as tractors may need modifications to operate beneath elevated structures. There are also cultural and regulatory challenges. Farmers often hesitate to adopt unfamiliar technology. Local zoning rules may complicate projects. And in some markets, selling electricity to the grid is not straightforward. Yet these obstacles mirror the early days of many technologies. Over time, as panels become cheaper, designs more adaptable, and policies more supportive, barriers shrink. What seems experimental today could become standard tomorrow. The future of resilient farming: imagine a world where every farm produces two harvests. One harvest is food, the other is energy. Together, they create resilience, profitability, and climate security. In this vision, agrivoltaics is not a niche innovation. It becomes part of the agricultural toolkit, as common as irrigation systems or tractors. Rural areas transform into hubs of both nourishment and renewable power, feeding cities while lighting them up. Farmers are no longer only food producers. They become energy producers, ecosystem stewards, and vital actors in the fight against climate change. Recap and reflection. We have explored how Dualia's solar systems work alongside crops, which plants thrive in these conditions. How farms are already seeing profits and resilience. What the environmental benefits mean for the planet, and why agrivoltaics could define the future of sustainable farming. If you found this exploration insightful, remember to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Farmtips Diary. Do not forget to click the notification bell so you never miss a future deep dive. We hope this exploration has been valuable. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. See you again on our next deep dive.